Spreadsheet, Notion, or both. Choosing the right format for your template product. The same tracker idea can live in a spreadsheet cell or a Notion database, and picking wrong costs you sales. Same idea, two very different products. A content calendar can ship as a Google Sheet with conditional formatting and a formula-driven dashboard, or as a Notion database with linked views, tags, and a Kanban board. Both are legitimate. Both sell. But they attract different buyers, solve the problem differently, and take wildly different amounts of your time to build well. The creators who quietly out-earn everyone else in the template space aren't the ones with the fanciest Notion workspace. They're the ones who picked the right format for the specific person buying, then built the whole listing around that choice instead of hedging. Start with the job, not the tool. Before picking a format, get specific about what the buyer is actually trying to do in the 5 minutes after they open your file. If the job is calculation heavy, a budget tracker, a pricing calculator, a break-even model, a macro tracker, a spreadsheet is the honest answer, because formulas and cell references are what spreadsheets are built for. If the job is organizational and relational, a content pipeline that moves through stages, a CRM with linked notes per client, a course curriculum with nested lessons, Notion's databases and linked views do that natively, while a spreadsheet fakes it with tabs and lookups that break the moment someone edits the wrong cell. Ask yourself, does this product need math, or does it need structure? That single question resolves most format debates before you open either app. Match the format to your buyer's tech comfort. Your own preference is not the deciding factor. Your buyer's daily habits are. A 45-year-old real estate agent selling to other agents almost never lives inside Notion. She lives inside Excel and Google Sheets because that's what her brokerage trained her on. A 24-year-old productivity creator selling planning systems to other productivity nerds is often already deep in Notion, sometimes running 3 workspaces, and will bounce off a plain spreadsheet as feeling dated. Neither buyer is wrong. The mistake is building the format you personally enjoy and assuming the audience will adapt. If you're not sure, look at what your audience already asks for in comments and DMs. People usually tell you the tool name unprompted. Do you have this as a Notion page? Or can you send the Excel version? Long before you ask, watch your own DMs. Before you build the next version of a template, search your inbox and comments for the words Notion and Excel. Buyers self-report their tool preference constantly. It's some of the cheapest market research you'll ever get, where each format actually wins. Spreadsheets win when the value is in the formula, not the layout. A tax deduction estimator, a wedding budget splitter, a social media ROI calculator. These are worth paying for because the math is done for the buyer, and a spreadsheet delivers that instantly on open. No setup, no account, no learning curve. Spreadsheets are also universal. Everyone has something that opens a XLSX or a Google Sheet, which matters enormously if you're selling internationally or to a non-tech native audience. Notion wins when the value is in the system, not a single calculation. A content operation with a calendar view, an idea backlog, and a published post archive that all link together is genuinely painful to replicate in a spreadsheet, but takes 20 minutes to duplicate in Notion and start using the same day. Notion also wins on repeat daily engagement. People open Notion the way they open a to-do app, which makes it a stronger fit for habit trackers, daily planners, and dashboards buyers are meant to live inside rather than glance at monthly. The price ceiling difference explained. Buyers pay for perceived complexity and ongoing utility, not for the brand name of the app. A one-tab spreadsheet checklist tops out low no matter how nice the formatting is, because it reads as something I'd glance at once. A spreadsheet with automated dashboards, drop-down-driven inputs, and multiple interlinked tabs reads as software and can command a genuinely higher price. Buyers are effectively paying for the hours you spent on formulas they didn't have to write themselves. The same logic applies to Notion. A single page with a few toggles is a freebie tier product, while a workspace with 5 linked databases, filtered views, and a real onboarding page reads as a system worth paying for repeatedly. If your current template feels underpriced, the fix is rarely a price bump alone. It's usually adding one more layer of automation or structure that justifies it. When shipping both formats is worth it. Building both versions from day one is usually a waste of your time. You're duplicating build effort on a product that hasn't proven it sells yet. The better sequence is, ship the format that matches your core audience first, watch actual sales and requests for a few weeks, and only build the second format once you have real evidence that a meaningful slice of buyers wants it. That evidence usually shows up as repeated support questions. Is there a Notion version? A request from a bigger audience segment you're trying to reach? Or a plateau in sales that a second format could unstick by reaching buyers your first format was quietly excluding? Once you've built both, list them as separate products or as tiers of one listing, and let your buyer self-select rather than guessing for them. The first format has at least a few dozen sales or a clear conversion rate to compare against. You've gotten at least 3-5 unprompted requests for the other format. The second build doesn't just mirror the first. It uses that format's actual strengths. Formulas for Sheets, linked databases for Notion. You can write separate, honest descriptions for each version so buyers pick the right one. Your delivery flow is set up to hand off the correct file or link for whichever version was purchased. A bundle isn't two products glued together. It's permission for the buyer to stop guessing which tool they'll actually use. Delivery and listing mechanics that actually matter. Format choice isn't just a design decision. It changes how the product gets delivered and how you should write the listing. A spreadsheet is a straightforward file. The buyer pays, gets a secure download link on screen and by email, and opens it in whatever app they already use. A Notion template is different. You're typically delivering a duplication link, and the listing needs to say so clearly, because a buyer expecting a downloadable file can get confused or frustrated if they land on a duplicate to your workspace page instead. Say the format explicitly in your title and first line of description. Notion template. Duplicate link included. Or Google Sheets. No download required. Works on desktop and mobile. So there's zero ambiguity before checkout. That single sentence prevents most of the refund requests and confused support messages that mismatched format expectations cause. This is exactly the kind of detail that's easy to overlook when you're focused on building the product itself. But it's what separates a listing that converts cleanly from one that generates a stream of "how do I open this?" messages. If you haven't yet, it's worth creating your store and setting up the product page properly before you publish anything. The description field, the cover image, and the delivery method all shape whether a buyer trusts the format enough to click buy. Check a live example store to see how a well-labeled template listing actually reads in practice. Building the decision into your product roadmap. Treat format as a roadmap decision, not a one-time creative choice. Every new template idea should get run through the same quick filter. What's the buyer's core job? What tool do they already trust? And does the value come from calculation or from structure? Write the answer down before you open either app. It'll save you from the common trap of starting a build in Notion because it's fun to design in, then realizing 3 hours in that your actual buyer wanted a spreadsheet they could drop straight into their existing workbook. If you're building out a full catalog, alternate deliberately. Use spreadsheets for your calculator-style products and Notion for your system-style products, and your catalog page will read as intentional rather than scattered. For more on structuring a catalog that sells across formats and price points, browse the blog. And if you hit a snag with delivery settings for either format, contact support. Getting the mechanics right the first time is worth the 5 minutes it takes. The format debate only matters because the product itself is worth building in the first place. A tracker that solves a real specific problem will sell whether it's a spreadsheet or a Notion page. The format just determines how smoothly that sale happens and how few support messages you get afterward. Get the buyer's job right, match their tool habits, price for the actual complexity you built, and only double the work when the data tells you to. That's the whole framework, and it scales from your first $9 checklist to a $59 multi-database system without you ever having to guess again. Key takeaways. Spreadsheets win on universality and speed to value. Notion wins on visual organization and habit-forming daily use. Your buyer's tech comfort matters more than your own preference. Match the format to what they already open every day. Price ceilings differ by format. Heavily automated spreadsheets and multi-database Notion systems both support higher prices than simple checklists. Bundling both formats can lift conversion, but only pays off once a template has proven demand in one format first. Delivery mechanics differ. Spreadsheets are a straight file download, Notion templates need a duplication link, and buyers need to know which before they pay. Start your Creator Store free at store.fan.